Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm out here near Penrose Commons, but this is the Brush Hollow Reservoir, actually the state land to the west. There's a bunch of Jeep roads back here. I'm going to see what there is back here. We're going to get on video. There's like some hill climb here. To get up into this area, up and around, it's really rutted. I'll show you. We'll go back to the front. I'll show you that. So to get in here, you know, you probably can do it if you're in a truck. Four-wheel drives, probably recommend it. Obviously, when this gets wet, it gets rutted. I haven't been here in like a long time, like 10 years or so. So I don't really recall what's around here. I'm going to like scope it out. Gonna GPS tracks it on Co-Trax and just see, and then give you guys an idea what is back here, because maybe for side-by-sides this is an awesome area versus Penrose because there's all these Jeep roads and hill climb, so you don't need to go to Penrose. Maybe there's stuff here for us motorcyclists, I don't know, or for large Jeeps, I don't know. So we're gonna go take a look around and see what there is, and then you'll all have an idea. Clear tracks, because I want fresh tracks on here, and there we go. Oh, and as you see, I'm not wearing Climb gloves. I'm wearing Firm Grip from Home Depot. Bought these at Home Depot. They seemed the closest to motorcycle gloves. I needed something right away because my Climb ones were really bad. And, you know, I figure I'd give work gloves a try to see. It looks like it's wearing there already after a couple of uses. But it's pretty thick here. I don't know. We're going to see how these work, and yeah. Oh, and I spent 20 bucks on them, so just so you have an idea on price, 20 bucks. I don't know what the Climb ones are going for nowadays, but yeah. Great view. So if you can bring a camper up here, I mean, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's in this bowl. It's just, it's pretty rutted. Probably wouldn't want to be back here when it's had rained. So this is how I came in. As you can see, pretty rutted, like I said. And it's like that pretty much all the way in. My truck had no problems doing it, and I'm stock. I did have it four-wheel, just to make sure, just to make it that much easier. I actually came through this, which wasn't too bad. They do have the huge canyon here, watch out for. That was never that deep before. It's just, it's gotten worse every time I guess it rains out here. It just gets worse and worse. Then you have to cross in right here. And then right there is a huge thing. So as you see coming this way, it says Brush Hollow Reservoir, which is straight ahead right there. Brush Hollow State Wildlife Area. No overnight camping in this area. You can back here though. And then this says no vehicles off established roadways. And it says State of Colorado Land Board 1876, Colorado Division of Wildlife. Doesn't say you can't be back there. Doesn't say anything except, you know, basically stay to established routes. But they have these nice signs right here because I guess you can come in different ways. So we're gonna go look around. And if you hear that buzzing, it's a bolt on my license plate that another one came loose. So I have to remember to tighten that up. Okay, let's go see what the sign says. Okay, is it facing for that way? Because it's twisted, but it just says private property. But that's not what those signs say. And it's obviously people come this way a lot. And I remember this route from way back when I came. And you can actually get to Penrose from here, but you got this weird sign that says private property, even though at the beginning it says state land. So this is the area that has a weird thing going on with it when you look it up. You can see like all the roads. Apparently another sign was here. Somebody busted it. So it never used to have signs back here, by the way. You got this one that says no trespassing, but there's clearly no gate, and it says stay to established roadways. So what the heck's going on? We're gonna go up and look over this hill, and that used to never have a sign. So it's like, what is going on? I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't have the gate up. So we're just gonna be respectful and cruise through because the gate's down. And in Colorado, the no trespassing could be off to the side, not necessarily the right of way, right? And you can tell this is well used. As you can see now, there's two ways. We'll go the main path. You see, I came back here and I drove around in my Jeep way back when. Was a fence there. Still see fresh tire tracks, you know. So we're gonna be respectful. I'm just gonna cruise through because I don't know if they mean off the side of the road. I don't understand what's going on with this area. Is it state land? What is it? You got a nice view of the mountains right there. A good area here. You know, it's still well worn. Obviously, a lot of people are coming this way. I got an old well. I know they do long-range shooting here, and I forget where that's at. It's been that long. Obviously, got like some type of intersection here. And on the map it shows it when I zoom in. I mean, we're gonna take a listen. See, there's a fence there. I think the long range shooting, they do it down here towards, there's a bank. I don't know if you guys can see that. And that's where you have to be careful. There's like an old homestead up over here. And I know there's some down there because I've taken my daughter once over there. I have a video of that. Yeah, oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Imagine living in something like this. I wonder if it had 2 floors, if it had one here that went across, because over there I see the bolts that held down, probably a floor going across, has structure. This was probably the root cellar, storm cellar. Right there, slanting down. Don't know exactly where the door would have been to get in, if it was off to the side or what. So the top portion was probably a wood structure. Bottom was like a root cellar or what have you, storm shelter. A hole dug there for some reason at some point. Looks like a rock's going around like that. Possibly, it looks kind of flattened out. Maybe that might have been another little house. Huh. That's what I'm saying. It's interesting out here, and the signage is really confusing. Okay. No, nothing. No signage on that stuff. can tell this has traveled a lot. So I don't know, people cutting through. I know there's a road eventually, but I don't know what gate or signage there. So that might help us better explain this section, if it's a section off of the other stuff, which clearly is stated state land. You know, it could just be somebody putting up signs to put up signs. Fortunately, you have that a lot in any state. You know, you get that where somebody says, moves out here, buys something and says, nope, I'm going to close that right away down, I'm going to say it's private. But they put the signs off to the side, which doesn't really, the sides are private? I mean, it's clearly a road on the GPS, it clearly shows on Cotrex. So, I don't mind putting around. Like I said, you do it respectfully, just in case you are in the wrong. It's like, well, I'm not tearing anything up. I mean, I'm going gently, you know. You can tell there's no house, there's nothing around here. Okay, another fence. Clearly a lot of tire tracks here. Something over there like cattle stuff. Yeah, so we just okay, there's a path down to whatever is over there. I'm just gonna head out till I get to that road, just so I can confirm if there's signage or something that is more, you know, telling of what's going on. Some type of building coming up here through this next gate. I see a paved road down there. So will be nice as we cruise up here. So far, wide open. I mean, anyone can turn into here, have no idea. Okay, so there's a house here, and there's a gate here. This is clearly on the map. Well, this is shut, so I don't know what. Okay. That's something. I don't know if somebody's living there or not. It doesn't look like a house that would have 10,000 plus acres. I don't know what that is, so we'll just continue back here. I don't know if I really want to go over there. That looks like something, you know, might switch into private. This might, you know, so I'm not trying to poke around drastically. I'm not trying to be that person. Just trying to figure out what's going on here with the state land in this. Is it, because my research that I've done on this, you might say, well, look up the property. I did look up the property, and it's very confusing because it's like 10,000 plus acres sold for 300,000 now, and not that long ago, like in 2008 or something like that, 2010, while I was living in Colorado. So you tell me. I mean, the market had never been that bad for 10,000 plus acres. So you're gonna tell me you wouldn't have bought that for? So how did the state sell 10,000 acres for only $300,000, and then a year later it was sold again for like 900? So it sounds like it was a sweetheart deal if that's what this is, and which is totally BS. Totally BS. Because I would have bought all this land for $300,000. I would have found a way to buy it. Begged, borrowed, stole, you know, asked parents, asked relatives, like, the value's only going to go up. Even though it's down in Penrose, it's going to go up because, look at this. You could put a couple of huge ass houses back here and sell to make money. So, there's something fishy about this area, and that's why I'm kind of scoping it out. Because you come in from Brush Hollow, and it says just stay to established trails. You go off to, you know, just a little bit to the right, you got the private road, which obviously people are like, no. Then those weren't there, you know, 10 years ago when I explored this area on my XR 650R, back before I really did YouTube videos. Looks like another test well back there, a newer one. I mean, there's probably attempts for whales all over the place. But from all the maps, this is what I should point out. You notice at the beginning of Brush Hollow, well, not the beginning, because that's not the main entry into Brush Hollow, but I showed you at the beginning of my video, people, they obviously know people can come through here because this must be an easement, because why would you have those signs as you, if you're entering an area, if this is just all private, right up to the reservoir? I mean, that makes no sense whatsoever. I looked, just looking behind them to see if like anyone from those houses come back here and say, hey. So we'll go over here. And you can tell people come down here quite a bit. So we'll come down here. I guess I've been here since 10 years ago. And maybe it was like 5, and then that's when the person was like, hey, you know, you could use this app that's blah, blah, blah to know if you're on private property. And I'm looking at this guy, and he doesn't look like he has $300,000 to his name. I mean, could be wrong, but I mean, you know, if you're judging somebody, you're like, yeah, no, there's no way he bought this property. And I didn't know about that. I just, oh, okay, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. You know, just following kind of the signs and the roads. And they were just doing the long range shooting is why I had to be careful. They were way back there. They were probably by that barrel shooting over here. They had like 50 cal or something, which is dangerous because there's stuff around and people can come from Penrose Commons, which is right up over there. They can come down the hill and come right through the shooting area, which is just crazy to think. Doesn't look like any targets set up, so, but this was the hill they were shooting in. Which then you have this back, which looks like it used to be like a little reservoir hold water. I'm telling y'all, it just doesn't make sense. Because I sure wish I knew about 300,000. Or yeah, this land, all this land for 300,000, I would have bought it. I mean, so it was an inside state job if the state really did sell it. And so you can come up here. Woohoo! And obviously power lines. So this is an easement because, you know, power company has a right to get to the power lines. It's actually pretty nice. I don't recall it being this nice way back. I've only been back here once. It's a great view though at the end. fence. See what it says on notice. Power line clearing 112.22. So that's recent. Black Hills Energy. Just says notice. Doesn't say, I don't see anyone up ahead. But yeah, that is obviously new. So they probably came through and graded this so they could come. I don't see what the clearing would be for obvious reasons. Oh, they put in new, those posts are new, aren't they? They put in more power lines. Yeah, the posts weren't here before. Way back. It's just the high tension ones were here. Okay, so I could come across somebody working. So they're not really doing clearing. They're putting in new stuff. Yeah, this used to be really hard to get up some of these. They're like really rocky, really loose. So they came through and probably graded this off. Yeah, they put in all these new so whatever those power lines supplemental to the others, maybe. I don't know. Provide more power. I don't know how that works. Yeah, yep, all that's new. Oh, dang. Yeah, because you used to come right here, was the end. Yeah, they put in a whole nother set going all the way down and across. So you see, that's the road I ended up on down the hill, further south. So I came up all this. I was over there. Reservoir's over there. It's crazy. It's just flat out crazy.